जय जय श्री राधा माधव भगवान की जय। जय जय श्री राधा गोपी जन वल्लभ भगवान की जय। जय श्री निताय पतित पावन गौर हरि भगवान की जय। जगत गुरु शिल प्रभुपाद की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव की जय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वती व्यासं ततो जयामुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी। ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरद्विषे नमः। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
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 Hare Krishna. Welcome everyone for the morning Bhagavatam class. I seek blessings from all the great devotees and senior Vaishnavas here and as well as in the Zoom to speak before you anything on the transcendental topic. Yes. Although I am not qualified, so just as a matter of duty and recite as a parrot, I'll just speak what I have heard and Srila Prabhupada has written in the Prabhupada. So today we'll discuss on Srimad Bhagavatam Canto 4, Chapter 14, Text 17. Rajan asadva amatyebhya.
राजन् असाध्व अमात्येभ्य।
Rajan asadva amatyebhya.
राजन् असाध्व अमात्येभ्य।
चोरादिभ्य प्रजानृपः।
चोरादिभ्य प्रजानृपः।
चोरादिभ्य प्रजानृपः।
चोरादिभ्य प्रजानृपः।
रक्षन् यथा बलिं गृह्णन्।
रक्षं यथा बलिं ग्रहणम्।
रक्षन् यथा बलिं गृह्णन्।
रक्षं यथा बलिं ग्रहणम्।
इह प्रेत्य च मोदते।
इह प्रेत्य च मोदते।
इह प्रेत्य च मोदते।
इह प्रेत्य च मोदते।
राजन् असाध्व अमात्येभ्य।
राजम् असाध्व अमात्येभ्य।
चोरादिभ्य प्रजानृपः।
चोरादिभ्य प्रजानृपः।
रक्षन् यथा बलिं गृह्णन्।
रक्षं यथा बलिं ग्रहणम्।
इह प्रेत्य च मोदते।
इह प्रेत्य च मोदते। राजन् असाध्व अमात्येभ्य।
राजन् असाध्व अमात्येभ्य।
चोरादिभ्य प्रजानृपः।
चोरादिभ्य प्रजानृपः।
रक्षन् यथा बलिं ग्रहणन्।
रक्षन् यथा बलिं गृह्णन्।
इह प्रेत्य च मोदते।
इह प्रेत्य च मोदते।
राजन् असाध्व अमात्येभ्य।
राजन् असाध्व अमात्येभ्य।
चोरादिभ्य प्रजानृपः।
चोरादिभ्य प्रजानृपः। रक्षन् यथा बलिं गृह्णन्। इह प्रेत्य च मोदते। Rajan,
Rajan,
O king,
O king,
Asadhu,
Asadhu,
mischievous,
mischievous,
Amatyebhyah,
Amatebhya,
from ministers,
from ministers,
Choro Adibhyah,
Chora Adibhya,
from thieves and rogues,
from thieves and rogues,
Praja,
Praja,
the
the
citizens,
citizens,
Nripaha,
Nripaha,
the king,
the king,
Rakshan,
Rakshan,
protecting,
protecting,
Yatha,
Yatha,
accordingly as,
accordingly as,
Valim,
Valim,
taxes,
taxes,
Grihanan,
Grahanan,
accepting,
accepting,
Iha,
Iha,
in this world,
in this world,
Pritya,
Pratya,
after death,
after death,
Cha,
Cha,
also,
also,
Modate,
Modate,
enjoys.
enjoy.
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. The saintly persons continued. When the king protects the citizens from the disturbances of mischievous ministers as well as from thieves and rogues, he can, by virtue of such pious activities, accept taxes given by his subjects. Thus, a pious king can certainly enjoy himself in this world as well as in the life after death. The duty of a pious purport by His Divine Grace Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The duty of a pious king is described very nicely in this verse. His first and foremost duty is to give protection to the citizens from thieves and rogues, as well as from ministers who are no better than thieves and rogues. Formerly, ministers were appointed by the king and were not elected. Consequently, if the king was not very pious, or strict, the ministers would become thieves and robbers and exploit the innocent citizens. It is the king's duty to see that there is no increase of thieves and robbers, either in the government secretariat or in the departments of public affairs. If a king cannot give protection to citizens from thieves and rogues, both in the government service and in public affairs, he has no right to exact taxes from them. In other words, the king or the government that taxes can levy taxes from the citizens only if the king or government is able to give protection to the citizens from thieves and rogues. In the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, 12 in the 12th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam 12.1.42, there is a description of these thieves and rogues in government service. As stated, Prajaste Bhakshaishanti Mlecha Rajanya Rupina. These proud militias, persons who are less than Sudras, representing themselves as kings, will tyrannize their subjects, and their subjects, on the other hand, will cultivate the most vicious practices. Thus, practicing evil habits and behaving foolishly, the subjects will be like their rulers. The idea is that in the democratic days of Kali Yuga, the general population will fall down to the standard of Sudras. As stated Kalo Sutra Sambhava, practically the whole population of the world will be Sudra. A Sudra is a fourth class man who is only fit to work for the three higher social castes. Being fourth class men, Sudras are not very intelligent. Since the population is fallen in these democratic days, they can only elect a person in their category. But a government cannot run very well when it is run by Sudras. The second class of men, known as Kshatriyas, are especially meant for governing a country under the direction of saintly persons or Brahmanas who are supposed to be very intelligent. In other ages, in Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, and Dwapar Yuga, the general populace was not so degraded, and the head of the government and the head of government was never elected. The king was the supreme executive personality, and if he caught any ministers stealing like thieves and rogues, he would at once have them killed or dismissed from service. As it was the duty of the king to kill thieves and rogues, it was similarly his duty to immediately kill dishonest ministers in government service. By such strict vigilance, the king could run the government very well. The citizens would be happy to have such a king. The conclusion is that unless the king is perfectly able to give protection to the citizens from rogues and thieves, He has no right to levy taxes from the citizens for his own sense gratification. However, if he gives all protection to the citizens and levies taxes on them, he can live very happily and peacefully in this life, and at the end of this life, be elevated to the heavenly kingdom or even to the Vaikunthas, where he will be happy in all respects. Jai Sri Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So once again, just to read the translation. The saintly persons continued when the king protects the citizens from the disturbances and mischievous ministers as well as from thieves and rogues. He can, by virtue of such pious activities, accept taxes given by his subjects. Thus, a pious king can certainly enjoy himself in this world as well as in the life after death. So, here perfectly the king's duties are mentioned, like even in the Manu Samhita, it is written that the king's first duty is to give protection to all the citizens. In that course, ultimately, he has to punish the thieves and rogues. Okay, like that, I was remembering as soon as the Lord said, Paritranaya sadhunam, then in order to protect the saintly person, what he has to do? Vinasaya cha duskritam. Because there will be those disturbance elements who always will disturb the saintly people. If the citizens are good, definitely there will be thieves and rogues who try to exploit them and cheat them. So immediately, if the king wants to protect the citizens, then he has to be severely and serious, give serious punishments to the people like thieves and rogues, and even up to those who are in the government acting as ministers, but exploiting the people in general and doing corruption. So the king is not saintly, he is not powerful, then he cannot do that. Then in that case, as per the Vedic standards, he is not eligible to extract taxes. It is not just that the king's duty is to just extract money and enjoy himself. Then the whole system becomes corrupted. And there are so many elements now, but before that, actually, I was reading one of the like a story type. So Mahatma said, so there was one king who was very miser. He was just interested in his own sense enjoyment and collecting taxes. Raj Kosh, so the treasure of the kingdom, he was filling it up just to enjoy himself. So there was once a drought, okay, severe drought. So people were not getting food itself. So after some time, they went to the king to request that please do something, give some money, or you like relief from the taxes because there is no crops because of drought. But he said, no, no, there cannot be any excuse. Now you just go. So they went on. So after a few days, there is no rain itself. The drought becoming severe and severe. So people were there is no grain also. They're not able to get anything to eat. So again the citizens came, said, please listen to us. We have no money to eat, even for once or twice, no grains. So at least if you give some money, then we can adjust. At least you give 10,000 rupees. Okay, so that we can buy some grains from other states and we can manage for now. Anyway, you have so much money in the treasure, so why don't you give? To that he said, 10,000 rupees. 10, you know how much it is. How can you ask? How can you open your mouth so much? Then just go away from here. Now drought is there, tomorrow there will be flood. So every time you will come and see that yes, the king is giving, so you will ask for me from the treasure and you'll make your business. Okay, so you will not do anything. No, no, I am not giving anything. So whatever happens to your karma, you just manage yourself. Don't expect anything from the kingdom like treasure. They did not give. Even the people who were there in his assembly, they were also thought this is too much. At least he should give something. Anyway, we are taking all the taxes from the citizens and all. But now the drought is severe, they are not getting anything. But to that, before they say, the king said, you see these people? I thought if they asked me 100, 200 rupees, then I would have maybe given. Okay. But they are asking 10,000 rupees. 10,000 rupees, how much? I can never give. Okay, we cannot give like this. The treasure will be empty. So he said, I'll not give. But he was enjoying nicely. So if you see sometimes people in the common in our society, they will say, okay, now there is recession, okay, so there is no much collection. But the people who are at the position, they will be nicely enjoying only. For them, there is no recession. For their enjoyment, there is no recession. The king was enjoying nicely. So what happened after some days? One sannyasi came, saintly person. He came to the king and he glorified the king. And first he said, I heard that the king is very charitable, gives so much charity. So I have come here to beg you for something. I am just a sannyasi. The king doubted. Like charity? I have never given one penny to anyone. But this Sannyasi, this sadhu is saying this king is very charitable. कुछ तो गड़बड़ लग रहा है ये. लगता है अपना काम बनाने के लिए मुझे ऐसे बोल रहा है. Because he wants to make his work. Okay, he wants something, so that's why he's glorifying. They said, okay, so what do you want? Oh, tell me. Okay. So do you want something? That's why you are saying like this. No, no, what do I want? I am just a sannyasi beggar. I don't have anything. I don't want to hoard anything, okay, or accumulate anything. I just want whatever I need for eating. If you can arrange. Well, I can arrange something. Oh, so how much you need? Well, for 21 days, if you can arrange for my food and shelter. Well, how much it would be? Well, if you ask me 2-3 rupees, then I can give. If you ask 15-20 rupees, then it will be difficult for me. No, no, I don't need that much. I just need small amount. But one thing is, I just need whatever you give me the first day. Every day I need double of that. That is what I need. Okay. How much? First day you just give me 1 rupees only. That's it. And for 21 days, every day you just increase it. 1 rupees, nah, then how much it will be? Just take. So from the treasurer. So he said the people, okay, you give him. First day I give 1 rupees and then increase. He did not know that how much it will be. 1 rupees कितना बढ़ेगा ऊपर जाएगा. Then he came. So after a few days, the treasurer he said to the minister, like, you know how much is deficit from the treasurer? Like, this much. Well, how come this much? Yes, it's only 1 rupees, then 2 rupees, 4 rupees, 8 rupees. So, but it has come. Well, okay, no, our king has said, so we have to give him. Anyway, the sadhu is there. And I say, then after 10, 11 days, again that treasurer came. Well, now the treasurer is getting emptied. You see how much it has gone. So, how much? Well, how can it go? Like around some more, like 5 lakh rupees and all. Like this much? No, it can never be. Only 10,000 rupees he did not give. Then how king can give so much? Well, no, you see the formula. It is going this much only. Well, then how much it will be total in 21 days? Well, 21 days it is 10 lakh 48,576 rupees. What? 10 lakh rupees? Well, how can I? Let's go to king. Then went to the king and explained. The king said, no, I never said this much. How can I give 10 lakh rupees? The treasury will be empty. So he said, no. Like you see the calculation. We are not doing any mistake. You said give 1, 2, then 4. Then you do the calculation. It comes to that much only. Then that king got surprised. Then asked, called the sannyasi. Like, call him immediately. And said, she begged forgiveness. He said, I mistakenly I agreed, but I cannot give. If you take 10 lakh rupees, my treasure will be empty only. So what will be remaining? I cannot give this much. Then, please forgive me. Please ask something or give some money and then go away. He said, for the people, at least give 50,000 rupees. Like 50,000 rupees, but they were asking only 10,000 rupees. Now for them, why are you asking 50,000 rupees? Well, 10,000 rupees, if you have already given to them, then you would have been in benefit. Now, since you have committed 10 lakh rupees, like 10 lakh 48,576 rupees to me unknowingly, at least you give 50,000 rupees, then only I'll say okay. Then he said, okay, give 50,000 rupees. And that money was given to the citizens for their maintenance. In that way, the king gave, and for many months, he reduced his enjoyment in order to cope up with the treasure. So, like that, in today's kings, or who are there in the ministerial post, they don't think about the subjects. They just think about their own treasure. How can they feel their treasure only? Otherwise, they don't think. So that's why the Prabhupada here nicely is written. Although Prabhupada wrote it 50 years back, till now the conditions are same or even worse. So, like Prabhupada time and again has highlighted this, how this, because there was some problem in the monarchy, so they abolished that. But by introducing this democracy, that is also not the solution, because now election happens. So election, but the lower category people choose. So like rightly Prabhupada says, so whom they will choose among themselves only they will choose. Like in India also you'll see, if there is a Dalit, backward caste, then if there is vote bank of backward people and there is one candidate from their caste or something, they will vote to that person only. Whether that person would be not qualified at all, even if he is a criminal, then also out of their like affection towards their own caste, so they will vote them only. So that's why if people in general are degraded, whom they will vote? They will never vote to a saintly person. They will vote to a degraded and criminal only, so that their wishes will be fulfilled. And now why these selected people are so much like weak? Because they know, if I do not satisfy these people, then I won't be there in my seat. Immediately, the support will be withdrawn. Then I will have no support, no position to rule over. And also, here, one more point Prabhupada is highlighting, that these people, because they are king and they are getting all those, they are squeezing the taxes by anyhow, by any means. So the subjects, the citizens also, they started doing vicious jobs, the forbidden jobs. Because you say you give 30% tax, 40% tax, okay, this much tax if you give, then you will be fine. So they also started doing cow slaughter. So they are getting so much money through slaughterhouses, and they are getting so much money through liquor business. So people also started doing liquor business, slaughtering of cows. So through that they got big money, and they get, the government also get taxes, because they are getting so much tax through forbidden business. So they cannot restrict that also. How can they restrict? Once, if they are interested to earn money through that way, they cannot restrict. So in that way, they are like in a network of all sinful activities, they are bound. So it is like the greed, just to fill their treasure and have their enjoyment. So they are so much greedy that even they instigate people and make people to be involved in whatever sinful activities, sinful business are there. You do it. Only thing is, our taxes should increase. We'll put tariff no matter what. You die. We have no problem. But our countries, like Texas, or what is that called? I'm not. Huh? Like there is a like term I'm just forgetting. So the whole budget what we'll make, and that the treasure should be like going high and high. So incomes should be rising. There should be no deficit in that. There should be surplus. If there are a lot of surplus in that, okay, in federal like reserves, federal reserves. Then the government can nicely spend that in whatever way he wants to spend. So he can spend. He can spend for his own enjoyment, for his own near and dears, whatever they are maintaining. So they can distribute in that. Okay, make big budgets and give. Okay, do that, and within that they'll spend 50%, and 50% cut will be there. So everything will be. So if there is no surplus money in that, then how can they enjoy? So that's why they are very much interested in today's government, no matter what country or what state. So most of them are like that only. So they just want to increase. So there is one point there they have one pointed focus on increasing taxes, increasing the wealth, and that is also they don't see much further because they will be there for 5 years, 10 years. So they just see for that much. So within that, just plan accordingly, so that the reserves should be increased and we can get more funding for each and everything for budgets, so we can spend according to ourselves. In that way, when they are managing, then the citizens, the subjects, are very much disturbed. And as per the Vedic scriptures, this is not legitimate. They are not allowed to levy taxes like this. Taxes is only for the subjects protection. There's like I was telling there will be sometimes there will be drought, there will be flood, there will be like unexpected situations. So that time the government should be there for protection. But if they are just taking taxes, not protecting, then that is not legitimate. In that case, the king will suffer either in this life or like both in this life and afterlife also. But if they protect the citizens as representative of God, king, like the Lord has also said, that king is my direct representative. Because I have sent all these people here, okay, but I have not just given them up. Okay. So I have arranged everything, and to maintain them, I am giving the king. So Manu Maharaj was there first. So how to maintain them? So give them all the facilities so that they can again revive their forgetful situation. Like if one sends one person to rehabilitation center, he'll make sure that like his recovery is done, is improving. It is not that he'll just throw him away and forget him. So like that, the God has allowed all these people because of their minute independence to come here to enjoy separately, but he has arranged everything also. So in that, if anyone is becoming a king or administrator who exploits these people, then he will suffer a very severe kind of suffering he'll get. Or otherwise, if the king is pious, if he's giving all the facilities to the citizens, then what are the pious activities, okay, of the bhajan kirtan or the worship of the Lord, what the citizens do, the sixth portion, 1/6 portion of that, the king will get. Okay, so it is written in some of the like Samhitas or somewhere I was hearing. Uh, Impious activities, I am not sure. Like I am not exactly, so I don't want to comment on that. Maybe because if they are doing sinful activities, if the king is not punishing, then ultimately he is going to get the results. Okay, like here, Vena is not acting on thieves and rogues. Instead of that, he is one of the most corrupt. So how he will act? So that's why, like now, the topmost administrators, okay, the ministers, they are only corrupt. So how will they act on the smaller thieves? So they cannot. Even if something comes out, they will just hide it. Okay, they'll say, okay, we are doing some investigation. We have checked this, that. Okay, for 6 months we'll suspend, and then again they'll bring back. So like that they are doing. So if the citizens are pious, if they are doing all the facilities are given, they are doing pious activities, then out of that pious deed, the king will get 1/6%. So it is not like it is always said that these calculations in done It's done in a way. It is not like that 1/6% will be deducted from the citizens' account and will be given. They will get 100%, but out of that 1/6 person also the king will get. Like it is said, the Ardhangini means if the it is said the wife will get half. Half means it is not that it will be divided. So whatever one person does, he will get full, but his wife also will get half of. So like that it is calculated. It is not that yeah. We should feel happy. So in devotional life, in past activities, so whatever we are doing, ours is 100%. It is not someone if someone is entitled, then he will get extra above that. Okay. So through like if someone is there, like for a understanding, if a very great saintly person is there, so if he's giving something, then it is not that immediately his glories and his power will be reduced immediately. He has the power, and also that the Lord has empowered that he's also giving the mercy to others. So like that it goes. So and Srimad Bhagavatam from 12th canto also Prabhupada mentions that Prajaste Bhakshay Shanti Mlechara Rajanya Rupina. So in this Kali Yuga, Mlechas means the most abominable person. So it is said like the cow eaters. So they can be qualified as Mlecha. So Guru Maharaj was once saying like sometimes like in many places it is said like the Chandal. Chandal means the lower category of people who eats like Prabhupada eats dog eaters. Okay. Then if they are the lower kind of people, then who are those cow-eaters? So Guru Maharaj say they are not human being. In human being, they are categorized. The dog eater is the lowest. If someone can eat cows, means he's not human being itself. He cannot be counted as human being. So those kind of like mlechas, they become, and the political environment is so much polluted. Now no saintly person would dare to step into that environment also, so they want to stay away. It is so much disturbed and polluted. So that's why, so in the current days the only hope is like our practice of devotional services. Okay. Like somehow or other, how to, as far as possible, educate people, or otherwise it's very difficult because so much now the ruling of mlechas are so much prominent. Okay, somehow or other they will do the disturbances. So if it is said, okay, now cow meat is stopped, like abandoned, means they will slaughter the cows and export the meat. The slaughtering it doesn't stop. Eating is banned in public, like in India in some states, like it is banned. It is a very good activity, but in the behind the scene, if we see, is the cow slaughtering stopped? No. Behind the scene, that is still going on. And cows are not protected. That is the problem. Still, like in Vrindavan, we can see there are गौशालास एंड गौशालास एवरी अदर स्ट्रीट देयर विल बी गौशाला. गौशालाओं की कमी नहीं है, फिर भी गाय बाहर रोड पे सड़क पे घूमते हैं. क्यों? बिकॉज देयर इज नो राइट इंटेंशन टू प्रोटेक्ट द काउस. इफ देयर आर सो मेनी गौशालास, व्हाई द काउस आर rotting in the streets? No one takes care of them. Yes. So what you are saying, if you are actually now it has so much degraded that it will take a huge amount of time and effort and money to bring it to a stage that the cows will be nicely protected. We cannot just right away think that okay, now if we will just protect the cows, we'll get the income. Income will get later because it is so much degraded. So first of all, we have to get it to the neutral level. So like people, if they are again well versed with the Vedic scriptures, what the Lord wants the human being to practice instead of like spending their energy, time, effort, and wealth in sense enjoyment and doing big things and just ignoring the cows who are the worshipable like deities. Like Krishna also worshipped the cows. So that's why it needs a great deal of endeavor to protect the cows. Yes, it will need a great deal of money. We cannot say that, okay, if we get like 40 rupees liter milk, this many liters. So if we come into a like business dealing always, if I make a gosala, then I should get this much milk and then I do a business and balance it. If I see after 1 year, this will be profit. Then for few years, you may not be getting that profit right away. If the motive is cow protection, if it is business, then again some of the other things you do. If the cow is not giving milk, then will be busy. So those things will be there. And out of when talking all of these, then there should be some support also. If government is keep on extracting taxes from each and every way, okay, like sometimes they are interested to take taxes from temples also. If the temple is getting so much fund, then they'll say, okay, now maybe the temple management is not going nicely. We should take the management of the temple. So taking the management of the temple means overall fund they will manage. So, many of the temples in India now, the historic temples, ancient temples, now is managed by these thieves and rocks. Yes, like government is the administrator. So if the government is not pious, if the government itself is an atheist, what will manage Lord Vishnu's temple? One who dares that there is no Vishnu, in the Vishnu's name, if there are coming crores and crores of money, will he use in the service of Vishnu? He'll just plunder out of this. He'll just see, okay, just to collect this much money in this temple, what I have to do? That only I will do. Okay, I'll keep all these people on salary, these pujaris, these servants. Okay, I'll make nice arrangements, so food distribution also. I'll make everything. But apart from that, I'll see how much I can get from this, which I can again take back and enjoy myself. Or within my government will enjoy. So like that it goes. So when it happens like this, somehow the other way, the saintly people has to come in the picture or preach in such a way that people will be affected with this supreme knowledge and their minds will be changed. So now there is no power like Srila Prabhupada is writing. Not that saintly people will curse or they don't have the power to change or action on those administrators now. But slowly, if the people in general will be educated on Vedic knowledge, then coming forward, so these things will be changed. When they go to vote, then they will think what kind of person is this? What is good, what is bad? Or these people only when in their home, when the children will grow up, so they will give at least better knowledge instead of giving all this only material knowledge. So in that way, slowly, like in this Kali Yuga also, some or the other way, the people, the saintly people, or the people who wants to be in a proper position, so they can be get benefited. So with this, I will pause here. If any of our senior devotees wants to add something, please. Hare Krishna. So we'll stop here if there is no question from Zoom also.
Thank you very much, Prabhu. Wonderful class. Very inspiring. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
मंत्रा श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय।